11.
I'm afraid of how many Dragon Ball fans haven't watched the original Dragon Ball.
Those people are free to buy the blue bricks and correct that mistake, then leave their angry comments disagreeing with us in that order.
This is a controversial pick regardless. This fight certainly isn't one of the most well-animated,
Or most dramatic.
or most action-packed.
Or most plot-relevant. Kaiser, explain.
Hey look, you guys aren't wrong. But this fight is a big deal for a lot of reasons, the most important of which being its creativity. While fights later on this list might have more action, better animation, and involve higher stakes, this fight is the climax of the the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai, in which Son Goku squares off with Master Roshi disguised as Jackie Chun.
I remember watching this fight back in the day and finding myself laughing more than fist-pumping, but admittedly, there's something truly compelling about this fight. And I think that goes beyond it just being the first time Goku challenges Roshi in a one-on-one. It's more about the future of Goku as a fighter in the first place.
Dragon Ball was a comedy adventure manga when it was initially published by Akira Toriyama back in 1984 and was only moderately successful as a successor to Dr. Slump, his prior hit manga series during its infancy. But when the series started to put a heavier focus on martial arts, Dragon Ball would start to grow into the powerhouse we know it today.
The 21st Tenkaichi Budokai,
Okay, dude, just say World Martial Arts Tournament.
the 21st #1 under the heavens martial artist gathering, was the first real implementation of this change in focus from Toriyama. While the training for Krillin and Goku had been the entire lead into this tournament, it was often played for laughs, though it did try to give logical and tangible reasoning to many of the struggles the young fighters would endure on their journey to the tournament.
And after several grueling fights, some completely played for laughs while others surprisingly dramatic, it comes down to Goku versus Jackie Chun. And man, does this one stop the show. That doesn't sound as good as a showstopper, does it?
It truly does pull out all the stops, though. Throughout the tournament, we see techniques aplenty, but it's here that Jackie Chun and Goku have to use everything in their repertoire to earn that W, while even inventing some new techniques along the way. And while many of them are played for laughs, that doesn't make the fight necessarily worse.
In fact, it's one of the most entertaining and engaging in the series by virtue of just being so creative and surprising. Just when you think Goku's got the upper hand, Roshi pulls out the drunken fist. So what does Goku pull out? The spinning monkey. So how does Jackie Chun counter this? With his paralyzing technique. And when all seems lost for Goku,
He transforms into a giant fucking monkey!
It's fun to watch the fight utilize a Chekhov's gun like that, having already established the ability for Goku to transform in the past and bringing it back here to change the flow of the fight. And in keeping tradition, Toriyama's response to this? Blow up the moon.
I love how we're just going to ignore the catastrophic nightmare that would occur from such a scenario, and that Master Roshi is stupid powerful to pull off such a thing.
Kaiser, are you talking about feats?
Oh gee, no, never mind, let's just...
Are people who are obsessed with that shit called feet fetishists?
Moving on!
It's after Roshi defeats the Great Ape, though, that we get to my favorite part of the fight, because this is where it becomes a drag-out brawl between the two of them, beating the living snot out of each other as they have no key left for beams, blasts, or techniques.
And it's a damn shame that the dub had to remove the score for this scene, as it was positively transcendent. I implore Dragon Ball fans who have only watched this scene dubbed to check it out subbed. It uses an image song never licensed by Funimation, and it sets the mood perfectly.
And at the end of the fight proper, they're on their last legs, which is a fitting turn of phrase as Roshi realizes that while Goku might match him in strength, he does not match him in length.
As in his legs. Yep, turns out Roshi realizes that his height advantage on Goku allows him to land a harder, more effective attack when the two come colliding, and is able to put his pupil down for the count.
Which is a tremendously satisfying victory when you think about it. Because an important part of this fight that we haven't covered yet was the purpose of Roshi within it, and how it relates to Goku. See, Krillin and Goku are Roshi's greatest students, something the Turtle Hermit realizes almost as soon as he's taken them under his wing.
And he also fears that, should their inherent talent and hard work pay off too spectacularly, they might find themselves at a peak with nowhere to go, or even worse, believe that they've achieved the peak of martial arts in general and quit altogether. Roshi doesn't want these kids to just succeed, he wants them to ascend to higher heights never imagined by those in their field.
So Roshi's plan? Beat his pupils and let them know they still have greater heights to reach. Which in terms of motivation is remarkably human and ties deeply into the roots and philosophy of martial arts. The betterment of oneself and the pushing of not only your own boundaries, but the higher limits of those who came before you.
It's not the most compelling, well-animated, or action-packed, but it's easily one of the most creative, entertaining, and important fights in Goku's journey. And I hope those who haven't watched Dragon Ball at all give the series a chance. Its beginnings are humble, but remarkably charming, and it's still easily my favorite Dragon Ball series.
Monster Carrot is dead.
Dude.
What? Roshi blew up the moon. He was up there making mochi. That dude's fucking dead.
Then why the hell did Goku bring Frieza back for the Tournament of Power? Who needs Ultra Instinct when you can transform Jiren into a carrot?
At least then he'd have more personality.
Heyo!